What is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video we're taking the new 9.5 anniversary Shanks into some Pirate Rumble with this PSY Free Spirit team. I feel like I've been talking about PSY Free Spirit for like the last 4 months. This is not consecutively, but in a very short period of time. This is our 4th PSY Free Spirit Legend to release. We had Gear 5, then we had the Gear 5 6+, we had Kid Law, which technically is a PSY Free Spirit character. Now we've got this Shanks. We had Momo as well. It's just so much going on when it comes to PSY Free Spirit. It feels like PSY Free Spirit has become Bandai's new driven int powerhouse, where they just had a period where they went absolutely ballistic. But nevertheless, Shanks has a new legend, and he's an anniversary exclusive. And in today's video, we're taking him in some PvP against the challenges. First of all, we're going up against Sasaki. We got the Sasaki challenge fight right here. We're going up against some of the harder fights. Now, Shanks in PvP is an absolute demon. He is so damn good. However, he does have a little bit of a clause in his passive that makes him very interesting and gives us a bit of an insight of what could come in the future. His passive at level 5 gives level 6 HP and speed to PSY characters, and then level 5 defense as well. When there are 5 or less characters remaining though, he applies level 5 attack and defense buff to himself. So if he is like a last man standing situation, or the enemy's going through a lot of your units, he's the last one in the last 5. He's then going to get a nice chunky level 5 attack and defense as well. If you then have Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, Yasop, Monster, Bonk, Punch, Lion Juice, Hongo, Building Snake, Howling, Gabu, or Rockstar on your crew, you then get a level 5 CT speed up to himself. Now, as you can see on my team, I'm using the Treasure Map Rare Recruit Yasop. This particular unit is actually in the coin shop at the moment, and the reason I'm using him is because he's a 20 cost unit, which makes it very nice in terms of actually having something to get Shanks' passive fully accessible within the beginning of the fight. Shanks' special is so incredibly powerful that having that level 5 CT speed definitely helps out quite a bit. Unfortunately, he did die straight away there from Kid. Kid coming in with the specials was just a little bit annoying. This would have been like a perfect situation to sort of showcase if we had 5 units left. However, PSY Free Spirit is incredibly strong, and most of the time, you're not really going to see that 5-unit situation where Shank gives himself the attack and defensive buff. Alright, so let's take on something a little bit more challenging for the PSY team. And let's go up against Apu. Now, Apu is stereotypically designed to take down PSY units. Your Rogue is here as well. I don't know if they use Conus in this particular team. I think it's more of a driven-centric team. So, your Rogue and Apu go absolutely ballistic when it comes to taking out PSY. They do a lot of damage. They do a lot of nerfing. If Conus was here, we'd be in for a really bad time. But PSY does still have access to Wano Law. So, what you can actually do nowadays, you can actually shift out Yamato on the team, and you can actually bring in Wano Law, because Wano Law is just so good at going up against driven powerhouse units. Or you can even do something with like Kid Law. Kid Law do buff PSY. No, they buff Free Spirit and Driven in PvP. They're not a PSY unit, but with this particular team, with Odin and Luffy just buffing the Free Spirit class, you can actually do some really, really fun stuff there. You're not super like gated into just using PSY units, but the reason you want to get that level 5 CT speed for Shanks and have like a Yasop on the team, I've used Usopp Yasop there because like Yasop isn't in the database, is because when you do get his special off, he does so much for your team. He's on a 29-second cooldown though, so that's why you do really want to have that level 5 CT speed. He applies level 7 attack, speed, and defensive buff to PSY characters for 20 seconds. He deals 3.5 times his attack in damage to all enemies in a large radial range, and then after 60 seconds have passed, he deals another 3.2 times his attack, which is a lot of damage. Like, this amount of damage and this amount of buffs is so powerful. As you saw there, he gave level 7 defense, level 7 attack, and level 7 speed on top of then doing damage himself. It's so valuable to have such a hard hitter. And if you can get something like Yamato and her half stats off and then use something like this, it means that you can just do so much damage. And then if you use something like Wano Law on the team as well, Shanks is giving himself 11 cooldown, which means that 29 seconds doesn't seem all that bad. Plus, you have a lot of speed with the PSY Free Spirit team. You're rocking around 19 to 20 speed. So you are throwing out a lot of your attacks very, very early. And even if you do go up against something like this Int Apu your rogue build with all of the craziness that Int can throw at Psy, Shanks can take it down pretty nicely. Now, that's not always thanks to Shanks, but he's a very, very nice addition to the PSY Free Spirit team for what he brings, not only in his passive, but for that special. His special is so freaking strong. Now, I did use him in Grand Party. He does seem to be like a little bit of a mini counter to Gear 5, so make sure to go check out that video if you want to see him in Grand Party. In Grand Party, he does some very interesting stuff. He gives level 3 defense to Psy and level 6 speed and HP. And then he gives quick and int characters level 5 attack, HP, and crit. So he does some weird stuff with colors, and then you can do some other like color-based teams rather than like class and colors. The downside to a character like Shanks in that regard is that he's never going to be giving a double buff to particular units. And I did find that that was probably his biggest downfall with his Grand Party. His burst was actually pretty nice, gives 70% HP crew to members with less than 50% HP. Level 10 shield to Psy, Int, and quick characters for 10 seconds. And after 60 seconds, he does 3 times his base attack in damage to 3 enemies that will ignore defense. So he can do a lot of stuff in Grand Party. After 50 seconds is very easy to get with his burst, but look, he's just no Gear 5. What I did find, though, the most interesting part of this unit's passive is that he needs a Ben Beckman, Yasop, Lucky Roo, basically all of the film red hair crew pirates. There's no Uta, there's no Luffy in the name as well. It's literally just his pirates. So this leads me to believe that there is going to be something like a PvP rare recruit that has one of these characters. The next legend could have something to do with these particular units if they keep on the film red trend. Because in the game right now, there is no units that have a decent PvP of this name. There is a Ben Beckman from the verse Whitebeard and Shanks batch, and a Rockstar that is Psy that you could use. They both have Rumble. They both just suck in Rumble. You do have the new Uta, but look, she's not listed in the name, so that kind of sucks. And Gear 5 isn't there either, so you can't use him as part of that passive, which is a huge shame, because if Luffy was just there, like, Gear 5 would just fit the bill, and you would just be, you'd be cooking with gas. However, the only real character that has a PvP ability is Usopp Yasop, and they're based around shooters, so Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo are quick. Like, there's no real Psy unit that can kind of fit the bill for what Shanks is trying to achieve with that extra level 5 CT speed. So I resulted to the treasure map recruit Yasop. You can pick him up in the shop right now if you guys want to do some stuff like this. I wouldn't recommend it unless you got a lot of coins and you sort of missed that particular era. But he is going to fit the bill under 20 cost, and that way you can run an 8-man team. But that's going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.